Hi everyone, this is Omar. You have been invited to a magical island to participate in a high-speed race to see who will be the next Guardian of the Land. Let me show you how to play Safari Turbo. There's 3 levels of play. Level 1, which is beginner, meaning you play with no characters. Level 2, intermediate, you play with 1 character. Or level 3, advanced, you play a team of characters. For the purpose of this video, we will be playing the basic game, which is level 2. To set up the game, place the 5 shuffle cards on the board. Everybody rolls the high-speed die, and the highest number chooses their character first, and so on. Once you've chosen your character, get your character bag. Your character bag has your character's profile card, your vehicle, and all the tokens that you're going to need. Next, everyone begins with a dashboard. Make sure all your meters are powered up to their maximum setting. Your health meter displays the health of your character. If you get to 0, you lose 4 turns. Your damage meter displays the condition of your vehicle. If you get to 0, you will spend 8 turns rolling the low speed die. You have 3 binocular turns. The way you use binoculars is on your turn before you roll, let everyone know you're using binoculars. Spend 1 binocular turn, and now you can roll 2 times and choose 1 result. Also, you begin with a Guardian card. Place your Guardian chip where it says begin here. And you begin with a Turbo card. The player that rolled the highest goes first. Play is passed clockwise, and the person that is going last begins with the compass. Place your vehicle on the starting space and you're ready to go. On your turn, you roll the high-speed die 1 time to advance your vehicle down the road. You can use character powers and abilities, which are in the back of your profile card. You can use game cards. You can use binoculars. If you land on another vehicle, then you suffer what's called bumping. That means you're going to lose 1 health and 1 damage. The 6 on the high-speed die is green to remind you that you can turbo. What is turbo? Well, turbo is when you roll a 6, you move 6 spaces. Oops, I landed in the monkey zone. But you say turbo and you go again. When you turbo, the space that you land on does not count. One more thing about turbo. If you decide to turbo, this is now considered your turbo roll. During your turbo roll, you are not allowed to use game cards before, during, or after your turbo roll. Also, you're not allowed to use powers or abilities or binoculars, so you're totally defenseless during your turbo roll. For example, you rolled a 6, and now you can turbo. But you have this jump coming up, which is 2 air spaces. If you decide to turbo and roll again, and you get a 1 or 2, again you can't use cards, abilities, or anything. You fall. Or you don't turbo and wait for your next turn. So now on your next turn, it's not your turbo roll. Let's talk about the game cards. The turbo card is the only card that stays with you at all times. Do not discard it and do not flip it unless told to do so. A do-over card allows you to do over your roll. With a +1 card, you can move 1 more space after you move. A 3rd gear card allows you to move 3 spaces instead of rolling. With a go again card, you can take another turn. Water cards let you land on hot spaces. Lion cards add +1 strength when battling. Checkered flag cards, 1 doesn't mean much, but if you have 2, turns into a super turbo. And if you have a Super Turbo card, you discard it to roll 5 times in a row. Let's go over different parts of the board. If you land on a card space, you collect that card. If you land on a compass space, you take the compass from whoever has it. If you're the one that has it, you take another turn. Let's talk about the Guardians. Remember that I told you that you've been invited to participate in a high-speed race? Well, the people that invited you are the Guardians that protect the island. There are 6 of them on the board. There's 2 of them right here. They want to help you. They want to teach you lessons that is going to help you win the race. But you have to catch their attention. You have to land on the space that they are looking at. So this Guardian here is looking at that space. This Guardian is looking at that space. When you land on a Guardian space, advance your Guardianship to the next level. You need at least 3 to catch the attention of 3 Guardians to reach the first lesson. And once you get to the village, you receive all your lessons. So if you receive any lessons, from that point on at the village to the rest of the game, you can do whatever lessons were taught to you. Result symbols are red circles throughout the land that indicate dangerous areas. For example, going off-road indicates that you're going to suffer 3 damage. Landing on vultures indicates that you must flip 3 cards. When a card is flipped, it's turned over on its gray side, meaning that that card no longer works. To unflip a card, when rolling a 4, let everybody know that instead of moving, you are going to unflip 1 card. The shaded spaces going upwards is known as the steep hill. Since you're fighting gravity, you must roll the low speed die. If you get a blank, you lose traction and go back 2 spaces. The steep hill is inside a safe zone, denoted by a yellow line here and a yellow line here. Vehicles inside safe zones cannot be attacked. Also, there's no bumping in safe zones, and there's no turbo or super turbo. During the game, you might need to know where certain spaces are, such as safe zones, flora spaces, blank spaces, water spaces, etc. The back of the manual shows you what each space is. You don't need an exact number to land on a lion. Once you land here, roll the low speed die and see how many lion cards the lion is going to give you. There is a reroll, but if you choose the reroll, you must accept the result. You don't need an exact number to land on the golden tree. Once you land on the golden tree, immediately roll golden tree dice. The symbols on the dice indicate the game cards. For example, a G is a go again, it's a 3rd gear, that's a +1, checkered, etc. If you roll 2 different results, you choose one result. Do you want a go again card, or do you want a 3rd gear card? If you achieve 2 of the same results, you get both results. So in this case, you would get 2 go again cards. If you roll a leaf, you can change a leaf to anything you want. For example, you can get a checkered flag card, or if you change it to another G, you get 2 go again cards. Finally, if you roll 2 leaves, you look at the back of the trading post price list. You get a special gift. Choose one of the 6 packages. There are 3 more golden tree spaces on the board. They're shown by these golden leaves. On the golden tree itself, you don't need an exact number, but it can only be done once per game. On these golden leaves, you must land on them exactly to roll golden tree dice. Look at the front of your character's profile card. At the bottom, there is a golden tree group benefit, which means that anyone rolling golden tree dice, your character might get something if they roll that symbol. For example, the lion, if they roll a G, you receive a Go Again card.
There are 4 hidden shortcuts throughout the land, but only the player with the compass will find them.
The first shortcut is through the elephant graveyard. The entrance marker shows you how to get in. The exit marker shows you how to get out. So if you roll a 5, you would go through counting the dots. Once you touch that exit marker, now we have to decide who the compass goes to next. The person that used the compass rolls the low speed die, everyone else rolls the high speed die, and the highest number gets the compass. It's called a compass roll. The second shortcut is through here. So if you roll a 5, you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or you can keep the compass 3, 4, 5 and recover 1 Banach turn. The third shortcut is through the Omi cave. For example, if you roll a 2, also there's a small seedling growing inside that cave. So you get 1 roll of 1 golden tree die. There's no group benefit. The fourth shortcut is inside the volcano itself. Everyone rolls the volcano dice 3 times, but the person with the compass gets an additional roll. They roll the volcano dice 4 times. There are 2 pit stops in the land, and you don't need an exact number to go inside. Once inside the pit stop, wait for your next turn. You will skip a turn to add 4 to your health meter, or 4 to your damage meter, or if you're rolling the low speed die, you may add 4 here, or you may skip a turn to unflip any 2 cards. You are now entering Alexander Field, so let's start collecting some coins by landing on their coin spaces. Later, you can use these at the trading post. If you land on a coin space, collect that value. If you land on both the same values, you collect 1 extra coin. For example, if you land here on the 5, you collect 5 coins. But on your next roll, if you land on the next 5, that'll be 5 plus 1, you collect 6. These 2 are 10 coins. They're the most difficult to get and the most valuable. They are protected by the hippos. If you land here, you must immediately roll a 1 with a high speed die. Just like that. Some animals in the land you must battle when landing on their space. These animals have purple battle numbers which indicate their strength. You must achieve a battle number of your own higher than theirs in order to remain on the space. If you do not, then the result symbols will tell you what happens to you. To achieve your battle number, immediately roll the high speed die and add as many lion cards as required to beat their battle number. Once you are on the dots of the Wildebeest Canyon, you must be very quiet. The wildebeest are on the hill grazing and they're startled by any loud noise. Do not roll a 6 or land on the stampede space. Otherwise, all the vehicles on the dots will be pushed back to the safe zone space. Land on the sundial space and power up any 1 meter. In other words, look at your dashboard and set 1 meter to their maximum setting. You are now approaching the village and the rickety bridge. If you have any guardian training, you must go in the village. You do not need an exact number from this space there. Now, from this point until the end of the game, all the lessons that you collected apply. To get out, you must count this space first and move forward. If you fall off an airspace, you fall into the water and you return to the village. You do not need an exact number to get into the trading post. Once inside the trading post, immediately buy items with the coins you collected by looking at the trading post price list. It gives you the cost of each card you might want to buy. There are also 3 specialty items that you might wish to purchase. When you land on one of the two battle spaces, you are challenging all opponents who are not in safe zones to a battle. The first thing you do is establish your battle number by rolling the high-speed die and adding any lion cards. They do the same thing. They have to reach a battle number higher than yours. You must now decide what to do to your opponents who did not beat your battle number. Look at the result symbol key. Do you want to take away their health, take away their damage, make them lose turns, make them go back spaces, make them flip cards, or simply knock them out? If you wish to simply knock them out, then their vehicle gets turned over, signifying that they are knocked out. Now, on their turn, they must move with an even number to recover. If you chose to do anything other than knock them out, then now you roll the low speed die. For example, you chose their damage. So now you roll the low speed die, and that's how much damage they must suffer. If you chose spaces, they would have gone back 2 spaces, not counting where they land. If you had chosen flip cards, they would have had to flip 2 of the cards you choose. Remember, the turbo card cannot be flipped unless all other cards are already flipped. If you choose the option turns, then the 4 on the die is also considered a blank. So they would have lost 1 turn. Sections of Thornton Bridge are missing. You must jump over them. If you fall, you place your vehicle here, you lose 4 damage and are knocked out. Luckily, I have a +1 card. You don't need an exact number to get into the volcano. You must stop inside the volcano. Now you have to find your way out by rolling volcano dice. There are 3 ways to get out of the volcano. You must achieve 3 check marks, or all the dice the same, or spell the word cave. If you achieve 3 check marks, you place your vehicle here. You are out. If you achieve all the dice the same, you place your vehicle there, plus you get 1 game card of your choice, anything but a super turbo. And if you spell the word cave, you place your vehicle here. You found the secret cave. Okay, so I have 3 rolls to try to find my way out. First thing I would do is lose 2 health on my health meter. Okay, and then I decide what I want to do. Do I want to spell the word cave? Do I want to get 4 of the same? I'm going to go for 3 check marks. So I got 2 more rolls. Got another check mark. I didn't lose no health on that one. And I got 1 more roll, and I got out. Awesome. So I would place my vehicle right there. We finally reach the last stretch, which is an ice road known as Andy Straightaway. Every time you move forward, you must go back 2 spaces. Also, if 2 vehicles end up on the same space, the ice cracks and everybody moves back to the ice ramp. For example, if this vehicle back here rolls a 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you have to slide back 2, both vehicles are on the same space. The weight is too heavy for the ice, so it will break. Both vehicles go back to the ice ramp, and they each lose -1 health and -1 damage. It says it all right here. Before you get to the finish line, you must jump the ice cavern. This is a hole that's in the ground. You don't need an exact number to cross over the finish line, but if you fall in the hole, you don't go back 2 spaces. You suffer 1 health, 1 damage, and go back 6 spaces. Thank you for watching. To get the latest news on Safari Turbo, I encourage you to join our newsletter at TerrainConBoardGames.com and join our YouTube channel at Safari Turbo Channel. Thank you.
Get your copy of the Safari Turbo board game at TerrainConBoardGames.com.